Happy New Year, niggas slash motherfuckers. Welcome back or welcome to the Crown and College podcast presented to you by the CSPN. Happy holidays and all that good shit. And I hope you all brought in the new year on some good shit, not on some bullshit. Um, but yes, it is me. I am Jeremy, one half of your host. I go by Black Dante on Twitter, aka Confucius, aka Niggas Against Coworkers, aka Be a Greater Hoe, Not a Hater Hoe, aka don't waste your time leaving a 1-star review of a podcast that you listen to for an hour on iTunes. Do something better with your life. And as always, I'm joined by my friend and my co-host and sports enemy when we sports enemies.
Consider this a verbal head nod. What up?
That's correct. For some reason, I just assumed you did that like Cameron. For some reason, just gave the Dipset head nod for some reason.
Yeah.
I just assumed.
Okay. I guess.
Yeah, but welcome. We are glad to be back. We took an extended holiday break because we decided just to close out the year. We were just gonna take a break. We were like, we'll see y'all niggas in the new year. But yeah, we are back and ready to give y'all some more of this catfish dinner in the form of a podcast. But before we do that, we're gonna pay some bills right quick. You can find our podcast under the CSPN umbrella. You can go to our website cspn.us and click that podcast tab, and we are 151, including this one, episodes in. And you can find most of them on our podcast tab at Crown of Cobblers on the website. And if you want to hear old episodes, most of them are up on SoundCloud from when we joined Cold Slither 3 going on 4 years now. So it'll be 4 years in September. So if you want to hear old stuff and see how far we've come and see how far or not far we've come, because we still are horrible human beings, but it's fine. You can do all that, and if you like us and all of our other wonderful shows on the network, you can go to that Keep Our Podcast Free tab and shop with all of our many sponsors that the Boss Man and CEO Classic has gotten us, and all it will do is give him a portion of the brick at no extra cost to you to keep the lights on, keep this show and all of our wonderful shows on the network free. And we got something for everybody. And the bonus is you won't have to pay to listen to me sound like a pair of spark plugs and a Colt 45. Yeah, let's go with that.
Wow, okay. Yeah. If you want to hear the first 13 episodes, I don't know why the hell anybody would want to do that to themselves. But if you want to hear the first 13 episodes, let me test this right now while I'm by my laptop. It's actually open and powered on.
It should still be on Podomatic, right?
Well, I'm just checking to see if that link still is a thing. Come on. Do what I want you to do. Yes. You can find us on Podomatics, much to my amazement. Yeah, the first 20 some odd episodes are there because we were still kind of co-posting until we no longer needed to do that. So
correct. So if you want to listen to Crown and Collar's humble beginnings, you can find our first episodes on Podomatic before we became part of Cold Slither. And like I said, all of the episodes from that point on up until present day are up on SoundCloud. And probably in the CSPN website archive, but Classic have to shift that shit around every so often because bandwidth and space and all that good podcast network CEO stuff that he does. But speaking of humble beginnings, we wouldn't be doing this shit and doing it for as long as we did if we didn't have people listen and people love and support us, and if we didn't have fans. Every time that I see people we get ratings on iTunes, every time I see people retweet the links, every time I see people use the hashtag, I'm still shocked that y'all listen to Our Country Asses, but we appreciate
that. This is great, man. Why wouldn't they listen to us?
Well, that's true.
Y'all miss the old Kanye, don't you?
All right. Okay. But anyway, we thank all of y'all, and like I said on our last episode, we're gonna do a little bit of fan appreciation because there's, some of y'all, like I say, y'all retweet the links, y'all retweet the episodes, y'all use the hashtag, y'all interact with the show page, and we thank y'all. So, I have it pulled up. I have tweet that pulled up, and Dan has their browser put up. How you doing it? You doing it on your phone or your laptop?
Yes.
No, okay.
I have them on my phone right now.
Good enough for me. Good enough for me. So I'm just scrolling here. The Rainbow, who we had on our last episode. Shout out to Rainbow. Rainbow is wonderful. She's a joy. She has always been a joy on the timeline, and she supported us from the very beginning. So thank you to the Rainbow. This was, I want to say, on the 20th of last year of December. Music. Let's see, at Music Freaks 0621. Complimenting Dan. Thank you. Dan, all right. Yeah, all right.
No,
they're all right. They're all right. They're all right. We have to shout out. Let's see. Dr. Dostacks. Thank you for using the hashtag and showing some love. Maurice, thank you for supporting the show and showing love for shit forever. One of the newest members of the CSPN, longtime fan, Miss Fab Fresh and Fly, of the co-host of the Bad and Boozy podcast. Thank you. We're gonna have you on here soon because you've been
do it like I left all Bad and Boozy?
Hilarious.
Do it like I left all Bad and Boozy?
Hilarious. But yes, thank you. The other host of that show, Brandon Buns, thank you.
Do it like I left all Bad and Boozy?
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Ruth Quality Mess, thank you for supporting the show, and also for supporting Ratchet Ramblings. You've been A1 since day one. Thank you. My girl, we're gonna be enemies this weekend, but my girl Tia the Gym, thank you. You've been rocking with us again, A1 since day one. We're gonna be enemies this weekend, but it's fine. It's fine. I love you anyway. It's fine. See,
Heartbreak is coming.
Let's shut up. Let us have this moment, okay?
Yes, of course. I don't know of any Vikings fans that I can confirm right away who listen to the show. If you do, get at me so we could talk smack, I guess. I don't know. I did post my favorite. Fuck that. That's not important. Moving on. Who else was shouting out?
He who is Don De Laurenti. Thank you. He whomst is Don De Laurenti. Thank you. Shout out to you. Let's see. That girl Shell. Thank you. Thank you for supporting. At He Doing Too Much. Thank you to everyone. Neil and Valissa. Thank you.
Yes.
Jade and XD. Thank y'all.
Yes.
The quintessential R. Thank you. And let's see.
Yes, indeed.
The list.
I want to give a very general thank you to everyone who's ever appeared on this show.
Correct.
Because, as much as we try to make this a hospital catfish dinner for two, just as well when we have that third person, or that third and that fourth person, that third and that fourth and that fifth person in some cases.
Yes.
So yes, thank y'all for sharing part of y'all time with us.
Right.
This is our vessel, but also never really 100% about us. It's about the issues we discuss. It's about the things you bring to the table. It's about the perspective you offer our show and the opportunity to explore blind spots and or get our laugh on, via third set of jokes, or whatever it may be. There's not a person that I can think of that we've had on the show once that I wouldn't have on a second time. So this call out, or this humble request, is to anyone who does want to fit into our schedule for 2018. We record on Tuesdays, usually at 8 p.m. Eastern time, just 5 p.m. Pacific time, which is hard for me to remember sometimes, but I pull it together. Still, I dab. And yeah, we would love to have you on the show, back on the show, whatever classification you may fall under. So yeah, hit us up, let us know, and we'll put a third set of cutlery and napkins down for you.
That's correct. But yes, just shout out to y'all. Like I said, we want to do at least some form of fan service or fan appreciation, because it's because of y'all that we do this shit. And we thank y'all, and we thank y'all for rocking with us. And we're gonna continue to be out here in 2018. And I don't know about them, but I'm trying to get us this white folks money. I'm trying to cash these checks. So, but yes. So, with that said, moving right along here. Speaking of fan things, hold on just a second. Speaking of fan things, we gonna do. Usually we save this for Usually we save this for the later on in the show, but seeing this we starting off on kind of a fun note, fan note. This is always fun interacting with fans doing this on the timeline. We're gonna do our bring it back early, and for this episode, we are going to bring back Twista's Kamikaze album. For those of you that this may be your first time listening, Bring It Back is a segment where we revisit an album that is at least 10 years of age or older in the month that it was released. Usually we try to do this the first of the month, but sometimes we be lazy. And it might be the second or the third or shit, even the last of the month till we do it, but blame it on our heads, not our heart. But yes, we do this because we are fans of music and we love music, and sometimes it's just a great thing to take a trip down memory lane with some of these older albums from some of our favorite artists. And yeah, so this one is from Twista. It was released on January 27th, 2004, on Atlantic Records. It reached top of the U.S. Billboard 200s in the 200 chart in the early 2004, with after the success of probably the lead single and probably one of I Can't Trust You If You Don't Like This Song, but with the release of Slow Jams, it really took off. I Can't Really Trust You If You Don't Like That Song. That's just a personal thing that I have. But
here's what I will say about Slow Jams. It aged well.
Yes. It aged very well. Yes.
And the reason it aged well has nothing to do with the person whose album we're reviewing, of course, but that's neither here nor there.
Yes.
Listen, I'm giving all that credit to Jamie Foxx. I'm just gonna be honest about it.
Because Jamie did that.
He was our feature artist last month. If you missed that, go back to the archives and find. I think it was 149 movie.
Yeah, when we reviewed
Unpredictable.
Unpredictable. Yeah. No, it was the last episode. It was
150. It was 150. Okay.
Yeah. We did it with Rainbow. But yes, speaking of, we don't give Jamie enough flowers as a producer, but that's another time for another. That's another topic for another day.
I was checking out his album and I thought it wasn't that good.
Hey, if you
so said Terrence Howard on CNN of all fucking places.
I'm pretty sure like if you say Jamie name 3 times around Terrence Howard, he'll cry and nobody about his shit.
What's
But
going on with you, Jamie May?
all right, old lacking iron sounding motherfucker. But anyway,
Speaking of Iron,
yes.
what's going on with you, Iron Man?
All right. But yes, I gotta I think that this album it was his fourth studio album. It was an album when I was listening to it I don't want to say it aged well, but it aged, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it didn't age in like complete trash and like complete problematic shit, which of course there was some problematic shit on here because I mean, come on. But it didn't age to the point where I couldn't go back and listen to it. You know what I mean? Like some stuff that we review and I go back and listen to it and even I still look, I'll be like, ooh, ah, ooh, yee, ah, ah. That and like it's so particular with some of the stuff that we choose for bringing back. Cause some of this shit you can't go back and listen to it and be like, yeah, But with this, I feel like it had problematic shit, but not enough to the fact that you couldn't go back and enjoy the album again. And the production was great on this album. Like I say, Jamie, Kanye, Jazzy Faye, some of the people that produced this, somebody else who shall not be named, but because we don't give that nigga props on this podcast. But
yeah.
But and if if you know if you go week at this shit and see the producers, and you'll know exactly who I'm talking about because that one name in particular will stand out as why I'm not giving that motherfucker any shine. But yeah, I felt like this was a generally positive, good album. It I think also it showed case like back in the like Twista blew a lot of people's minds with how fast he could rap and how skillfully he could rap. You know what I mean? Because it's one thing like it was one thing. I think back in the day, now maybe like by today's standards, we'd be like, oh, okay, nigga. But like back then, I feel like we was like, okay, all right. Okay, you not only can rap fast, but you can also rap skillfully. I'm not saying everything all the time, but in general, you know, it's like he was just throwing shit to the wall and it stuck. You know what I mean? At least in my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. So looking at this album, I mean, it's 2004. It's Chicago. It's the Midwest really finally coming back on the map.
Right.
And then you scrolling, looking at the track list. And you see, oh look, there's Kanye West. Oh look, there's 8Ball and Toomp. And oh look, there's
He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Right. It's like, damn. This nigga's like a roach, man. You can't fucking get away from him.
Oh, there's Memphis Bleek. Oh, there's Anthony Hamilton.
Right? Like, oh, look, it's a song with T.I. on it. Okay.
Right. Oh, there's CeeLo.
Who his problems all his own, in terms of some of the shit he thinks.
Right.
But whatever.
At least I say his name. I won't say the other person's name.
Right. And so here's the troubling part of it, and maybe we could use this as a launch pad to get into the favorite three. That's one of my favorite instrumentals.
Yeah. Talking about that song.
That song, yeah. That came out around like that time, right? So like that whole because that was the time like the sped up sample, like Diplomats did it a lot, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Kanye leaned on it.
Yeah.
A couple other producers and basically anybody who's trying to make a name for themselves. Like
and also not because y'all, but also mixing the sped up samples with like old school songs and shit.
Right, yeah.
Which is featured heavily on this album.
Yep. And so again, that was a sound, I think, whether you want to attribute it to again the Diplomats and Kanye kind of like mastering it, or you want to say Kanye did it and Diplomats kind of followed set. I really don't care. I'm not trafficking in that on this day at this hour, really any day, any hour for that matter. we're not gonna fight about that. But yes, this is a song that was a little bit of a deviation from that methodology. It sounded more like something that Rodney Jerkins would have produced almost, and yet it fucking fits. It sounds like something Twista absolutely should be rapping over. And then here comes this nigga. So no, the nice thing I could say about that song now is it's one of my favorite instrumentals.
Yes.
And so so there's that issue to overcome because, like I mentioned, I don't know if I mentioned on the show. I think we just talked about this, where I did the whole thing where like I disavowed R. Kelly's music. Like I had Double Up kind of circumstantial. Like my bootleg man threw it in for me. And I was like, fuck it, I'll give it a listen.
Yeah, we did talk about that on the show because it was that one song, a woman's threat. Yeah.
Woman's threat, where that line, this some grown ass shit that R. Kelly finally spitting about. Then the fucking break comes in, and it's like,
and that line about poor, yeah.
This nigga had to make a Three Little Bears, fucking anyway.
Which you know what? As much as I loathe that nigga, he didn't ruin that song for me, which is odd because normally like. When I'm going back and I'm like, fuck, this is R. Kelly, but then he still don't ruin this song for me, but it's still like, fuck R. Kelly. Like, god damn it. But in launching that, so what are your faves from this album?
Shit.
Also, can I just say I know we talked about production, but the beats on this shit though. Like even some of the like
this beat sequence from start to finish. There's no exception to be made in that way. This shit is full of bangers. Like again, in an era where your production really started to become the thing people cared about, because like Kanye did it all that tough nigga rap. If he shout out to the fellas over at Jenkins and Jones, they making a point to stress that a lot. Like that shit died in like 2002, or at least it shifted from priority, like 2000, 2003, right as Kanye was starting to really like ascend. Yeah. And then we realized, oh shit, this dude's producing, and he's not producing, that bang bang shoot 'em up rob a nigga shit. So this was a time where it was like, yo, like, can your producer give you a track that you just relentlessly like go after? Can your producer give you a track that your punchlines can shine on? Can your producer basically make the kind of beats that fit the kind of rapper you are? Because like a point, and then I promise I'm gonna jump back into it. A point Lupe Fiasco made about Kendrick Lamar, I was like, yeah, he's not one of my favorites. He doesn't have the punchlines, and it's like Kendrick was never punchline reliant. But what Kendrick does is he gets on the track and he just smothers that motherfucker.
Yeah.
J. Cole gets on the track and he has you thinking about shit. He does like the puns and the punchlines and shit like that. Like that's a Cole methodology, and it takes more than one type. Obviously, if all rappers rapped one way, we wouldn't need but one rap in the first fucking place. But anyway, Killer Noise. Favorite songs off this album. I'm gonna try to do that thing I usually do where I deviate away from the radio singles and just kind of throw one in as a bonus. I'm gonna go ahead and in no particular order. I'm gonna say Sunshine, the joint he did with Anthony Hamilton, is definitely in my top 3.
Okay.
I guess I'll go ahead and Drinks was a jam. I fucked the Drinks. Because again, like I said, I'm doing this thing. I'm trying to be meticulous and like avoid the 3 obvious picks. What was the other one I fucking like, man? I had it written down. And I deleted the note by mistake. Come back to me.
Okay. For me, also I gotta say this is I get to it. One, I have to say, I'm sorry, but it's the obvious. Like slow jams like that is just. Listen, I will never, probably ever to the day I die, ever get tired of that song. That shit was and still is fucking fire. Like I will never get tired of that song. And then especially like this was also the point in time where people will have different versions to like the same song but different versions on the album because this because Slow Jams is on Kanye album, and it's the extended version with Jamie singing more. And on this one, on Twista's album, it's the version where Twista raps at the end, where he doesn't like an extended rap and it's shorter. So this was also the era where motherfuckers will have the same song but different version on 2 different albums.
Right. Yeah.
Which is fine because that's not the only song on there that does this. But yeah, Slow Jams, Kill Us All, because that right there, like that shit, that beat, and like how just Twista like just attacks the track. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe that's just me. I have an affinity for when artists just like absorb the beat and just like attack it. You know what I mean? Like just go in. I have an affinity for that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so Slow Jams, Kill Us All, and I hate to say it, but So Sexy featuring He Who Shall Not Be Named. That I wanted this like it so bad because he owned it, but god damn it, that shit still bangs.
So okay, so here's my third. Now that you mentioned that, my third is the instrumental version of this song. I am totally copping out. I'm totally taking the. I'm hitting the exit door and I'm disappearing down the floor, never to be seen again.
It's fine.
For 2 more minutes.
It's fine. It's fine. Honorable mention. Snooping. Honorable mention. But
yeah, and I mean, out of the singles, I mean, I'm not like Overnight Celebrity, Slow Jams. Again, obviously, like I said, the Jamie Foxx and Kanye, the Kanye and Jamie Foxx factor, just impossible. Like, you can't not like that shit. Like, it's just not possible.
Right.
But yeah, no, Overnight Celebrity goes just as hard. Like, that's in different ways, and obviously fits a very specific, song type or what have you. But that shit was a jam. Like, it was a groove jam. Wasn't like, I don't know how to dance to that shit, but like it was a hit, and boy was it a hit. And I think that's the thing to kind of say. It was one of them albums, man. I'm gonna go ahead and just cop to this. I was 19 years old when this album came out, and at that time, I still thought it was cool to be like that person who was like, y'all wasn't listening to Twista in 1997. Why y'all listening to him so much now in 2004? So y'all Twista fans died. They be a song from Adrenaline Rush that ain't Adrenaline Rush. Bet you can't. Yeah, I thought that was cool. I have since obviously tremendously grown out of that shit. Let people like things. Let people come to things when they find them. And don't be that head ass, man. Nobody cares. I saw a dude. There was a post, and not to get too far off track here, but there was a post about songs that Timbaland had produced or whatever on one of my friends' Facebook statuses, and one of the dudes was in the comments like, "Yo, ain't none of that real hip hop. That's just R&B candy coated bullshit." Blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, like you all capped this for nothing because none of us give a fuck. Okay. So, yeah. Let that be the other grand takeaway. Don't be that person. Nobody likes that person.
Correct. So yeah, revisit Twista's Kamikaze album. Get you some things, get you some culture in you, and yeah, enjoy the oldies. So now let's get into some other things in the show. So and men continuing to be trash. Marvel creator with some things that I found out recently using Creator loosely here. So Stan Lee was accused of sexual harassment. Comic book legend Stan Lee has been accused of groping and harassing nurses who care for him at his home in Los Angeles. According to the Daily Mail, the nursing company is currently in a legal dispute with 95-year-old over Creator after nurses claimed he asked for oral in the shower and to be pleasured in his bedroom. He doesn't seem to care what people think of him. He's lost his filter, a source told the tabloid. There have been a stream of young nurses coming to his house in West Hollywood, and he's been sexually harassing them. He finds it funny. The source added he's also very handsy and has groped some women. It is unacceptable for behavior, especially from an icon like Stan. A rep from the nursing company confirmed several nurses have complained, and the owner of the company has spoken to Lee directly, but the company stopped working for him at the end of 2016. And of course, he got his lawyers, and of course, the lawyers say that it's false, and blah blah blah, and he's being extorted and all that shit. That and the third. Meanwhile, a rep for the new nursing company working for Lee says that he has been polite, kind, and respectful to their staff. A rep for Lee did not immediately return our request for comment. That's from page 6, and like I said, they got this from the Daily Mail. So, and I've seen other news sources reporting this as well.
Yeah, basically starting to report that now. Yeah.
And
then obviously there was a situation with Vereen.
We finna get. I was gonna get to that.
Oh, I was gonna knock both birds out in one stone.
Let me read the article for Ben Vereen then. Hold on.
Did you read it already? Did you want me to do it? Because I got it open already.
Oh, go ahead.
All right. So Broadway legend Ben Vereen has apologized following accusations of inappropriate sexual misconduct with cast members in a 2015 community theater production of the musical Hair. These allegations were reported by OnStage blog and then the New York Daily News, leveled by two young actresses who starred in the show, which was performed by a volunteer cast at the Venice Theater down in Florida. One actress said that he lured her to a hot tub and touched her inappropriately. She also accused him of misconduct in the theater as well, including getting naked with the cast. Much of the unwanted interactions were done under the guise of improving the actress's craft. Let's see. She described the nude scene in which the cast was forced to rehearse in pairs and then comment on each other's bodies. Vereen got naked even though he wasn't in the show and told her that she needed to lose weight. Vereen also lured a second woman to a hot tub who's only going by her first name in the story. Said that he forced her to perform oral sex on him in the hot tub. He invited her to a bar, brought her back to the house, where she said Vereen made her feel like the situation was only sexual because she was making it so. She said she didn't want to go in at first because she didn't have a swimsuit. And he said that nudity isn't inherently sexual, being that that's the point of Hair in the first place. And back to the original woman, said, as he was chastising me about needing to lose weight, he was alluding to the fact that I wasn't mature enough to be in the show. She said, and she was 22 years old at the time. Oh my God, this is a lot. Holy shit. Asked a slew of personal questions about her personal life and emotional events like her parents' divorce. At which time she started to cry a little bit, and then he put her on his lap. She then felt his erection, and he asked her, "Do you feel that?" She says she moved off of him, but he didn't change the subject, asking if he thought she would want to sleep with him. No, asking her if she thought he wanted to sleep with her, and calling it uncomfortable when she said yes, she did think that he was trying to put that move on her, basically. Okay, there's more here. Bound by non-disclosure agreement signed at the beginning of the production without the presence of a lawyer, which is 100% a power move. meant to strong arm people into doing shit that they don't want to do necessarily,
Right.
because you want to take the burden and responsibility off of yourself, and then in removing that burden and responsibility, then you want to act reckless. Venice Theater made a statement that said, as a community theater, we pride ourselves on being a safe place to learn, work, and perform. We have learned recently that during our 2015 production of Hair, more than one female cast member was asked to join Mr. Vereen at his residence. Some of those visits resulted in compromising situations for at least two of the actresses. While we were aware of an altercation between Ben Vereen and first name person, we've now learned of additional situations. Vereen starred in the original production of Hair from 1968 to 1972. The acclaimed musical explores 1960s youth and counterculture and their generation's struggle to claim an identity as it coped with the Vietnam War and a period of sexual revolution.
Jesus, Nevadius Christ.
Right. So let's take on both of these. Let's go with the Stanley thing first. I wanted to bring them both in at the same time. It's kind of just so that like on surface level we could hear just how similar these things are. Because these are obviously people from two different walks of life who probably haven't intersected very much, if at all, who basically pulled the same thing.
Pretty much. I would just also add that Ben Vereen issued a statement and this is certainly not giving him a pass. Just adding to the story that he took accountability and apologized and said that there's no excuse and that he was wrong. In a nutshell, effectively. Continue.
All right. So yeah. So the reason, like I said, I wanted to bring it up is because again, these are both men who use power of influence to put people in compromising situations in very different ways. Obviously, Stan Lee, who is much older than Ben Vereen. I think Ben Vereen's 71 now and was like not quite 70 yet when stuff happened back then.
Mm-hmm.
And Stan Lee, I'm guessing this is ongoing. He's 95 years old now. Looks 15 years younger, granted, but is 95 years old now. And
yeah, I didn't even know he was that old.
I mean, I knew, but like that's not important. Like the exact age, I mean, it's not that important.
Yeah.
But now it's just something to think that, like, again, you know, in this case, like Stan Lee has lost his filter, is what's being said in the article here. He's lost his way. He doesn't care what people think of him, seemingly. Even that he finds it funny, walks around naked, he's vulgar with the women, asks them for oral sex, wants to be pleasured in the bedroom. He's also very handsy. It's very unacceptable behavior. He's apparently openly said to people that he's harassed every single nurse that's been to the house. That was reported to the nursing company that he hired. It got back to him that they were talking about, and he just kind of shrugged it off, basically.
Right. So he's pretty unapologetic about this shit. Which is disgusting on a lot of levels. I
watch whiteness work. I'm sorry. Continue.
Well, I mean, hey, is it a slip if it's fact? I mean, hey, but it's pretty disturbing. So at least for the Stan thing, like it broke earlier today, and I saw people doing that thing where something breaks and people immediately go, well, y'all gonna cancel X, Y, and Z or whatever. Because I saw people saying, are you gonna cancel Stan? I also saw people saying, y'all ain't going to see Black Panther now? And whether you're joking or being dead serious, that's very stupid, because one, the issue is not whether or not you're going to go see Black Panther. The issue is, the issue is that Stan is being a creepy pervert motherfucker. Like, let's keep the focus on that. Because by the same token, y'all whine and complain and beg, and again, remember, hashtag y'all, if it don't apply, let it fly. People whine and complain and are supposed to compartmentalize about still being able to jam to R. Kelly's music, knowing that he's a goddamn rapist. So like, stop that. You know what I mean? Like, the issue is that Stan is being accused of being a creepy, pervy motherfucker, and quite unapologetically about it at that. Like, we don't need to go to the, are y'all gonna stop? Are y'all not gonna go to Black Panther anymore? Or jump into the it's just a conspiracy to take Stan Lee down shit. And I encountered that at work today, unfortunately, because one of my coworkers actually saw this and then called me over and said they trying to take your boy down. And I was like, what the fuck? And he was talking about Stan, and I was like, first of all, Stan ain't none of my boys, so I don't know why the fuck you would ask me that. And two, and unfortunately, of course, he was a black man. And then two, one, just on the, before we even get deep with it, why in the hell would it be out of the realm of possibility for an old white man, or really an old man in general, but you know, for the sake of the argument, for an old white man to be a creepy, pervy motherfucker? Like, most people know an old creepy motherfucker, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. And then two, why? And this is what goes back to believing women. This is what goes back to having solidarity. This is what goes back to all this shit that we've seen over, especially in this watershed moment over the past 6 months or whatever. Is that, why is that your go-to defense? You know what I mean? Why is that your go-to? Like, they're just trying to bring somebody down. You know, why can't it be yeah, hey, well, this shit is wrong and he shouldn't do that. And we had a conversation because see, and this is something, let me say this. A lot of people seem to have, and I know I'm pretty damn sure I've talked about this before, but people, we've kind of, like, one of the big things about social media is that everybody says that social media is a bubble, and things that are said and talked about and stuff on social media and argued about and discussed or XYZ, blah, 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 only happen online. And that people, you know, good, and that's good for, you know, for good things and bad things, that it only happens online and that it doesn't happen in real life and XYZ. That holds true for offline too. You know what I mean? Like, and I think I said this before, half the people that say that shit, they don't have many conversations outside of their own circle, outside of their own bubble. You know, and why would you? Because people are exhausted. You know what I mean? Like, right. People are exhausted. So that's not a bad thing. It's just when you get on social media and try to act like it don't cut both ways and try to make yourself feel like some kind of level of superior because you're like, oh, I don't encounter this offline, so it must not exist. Well, one, you probably would encounter it offline if you actually went outside and talked to people. Because people love to do that. We like go outside and talk to people. And I'm like, okay, you'll go outside and talk to people and find out they just as stupid, if not more, offline than they are online. So again, what point are you trying to prove? But an example I use, and I said this morning, is like how a lot of the people, especially niggas, like to say that black men don't think like this, and y'all just bashing on black men, and y'all just saying this thing, and no black man you would talk to offline ever thinks like this. And I'm like, nigga, if you, generally speaking, if you go to a black barbershop in any part of the country, you will find the most head ass, the most irrational, the most illogical, the most hotep adjacent, the most assimilating, regressive ass, fucked up ass views, thoughts, and opinions. Why are we lying? You know what I mean? Why are we lying like this shit only exists online, and like we don't know that niggas be trash offline in general? Like, why are we lying? Why y'all lying? Why y'all lying in 2018? Why y'all starting the year offline? So it's that kind of shit where I just be like, what are you trying to prove? Like, are you just trying to act like shit is sweet when you know it's not, to try to make yourself feel better or whatever. But anyway, that's a whole got off topic. But I'm saying all that to say, so I wasn't surprised that he had this fucked up view, and we actually had a conversation, and sadly, it took me saying that, okay, you saying that it's not this big a deal that Stan is doing this or is accused of this, or you saying they just trying to take him down. And I hate to use this, but sadly, it's the only kind of way niggas usually get these kinds of things. I'm like, because I know he has a son and a daughter. And I was like, okay, what if somebody did this to your daughter? Or better yet, well, not better, but you know what I mean. Or what if somebody did this to your son? That tone changed quick when I brought that up. You know what I mean? And he was like, okay, well, you know, I'm not saying he did or did it, but I get what you're saying. It's like, that's sad that I had to resort to that for him to see that it was fucked up. And it's also sad that it's also sad that like that's just the best you can hope for. You know what I mean? Like the best you can hope for is someone saying that, I don't know, maybe they did it or maybe they didn't. I don't know. Like that's kind of the best you can. Well, that's pretty much like the best you can hope for. You know what I mean? Because you either gonna get all these bitches lying or XYZ or whatever kind of variant of it, or you're gonna get I don't know, maybe they did or maybe they didn't. I'll wait and see, which is fine, honestly. It's a hell of a lot better than the first option. And then there's also just believing that, believing women, believing victims, regardless of, gender or identity. And that men out here being trash. So yeah.
I was saying nothing new under the sun, and my personal policy for 2018 is I'm not engaging people who aren't smart.
Well,
besides to tell them as much, like, hey, all right, you're not smart, so we can't have this conversation anymore. Like, move along. And the reason I've taken on to not talking to people who aren't smart is because, like, what do I get out of like
to protect your own sanity?
Right. Like, some people just, I guess, need the attention. I don't know. And then other people just are never gonna learn and never gonna be the type of people who are receptive to, the words and suggestions of others. Yeah, no. So like, I'll engage in a sense that, like, if I see something that's one off or whatever, like, I'll say something. But then once I see that they're like about to like double down into it, it's like, all right, nah, okay, you got it, you can have it, go for it, all you.
Right. So yeah, so that's that. And but speaking along those lines, so they asked Mary J. Blige, our queen, our auntie, about her about the sexual harassment going on in Hollywood. And she said, this was, let's see the date on this. This was Sunday, January 7th. This was January 7th that the article was posted. She was at BAFTA Tea Party in Los Angeles.
Yep.
Yeah, and someone they asked her about the abuse in Hollywood and stuff, and she in response to the question, she said that her approach has been, "Don't touch me or I'll kill you." Which, well,
right.
Now I got a shout out to grapejuice.net because the quote along with the picture that they use for Mary, that shit is fucking perfection. It is goddamn perfection. It is like Mary is looking like, listen, I am not the one nor the two, and I will shank you. Like that shit, like the quote along with her face in the picture that they used for, priceless. Bravo. Whoever thought of that, bravo. And it was a funny moment, not because the diminishing the seriousness of what she said, and actually, in what she said is more, but it was just, the quote plus the picture. It was hilarious. It's a meme. But what was lost in that, well, not lost, but we came back to it after we, came down from laughing. But she said that she has been dealing with that for nearly her entire since she was a young girl. That she has been dealing with harassment, sexual assault, or on some form, abuse and shit. And it's just she said she's had to get to that point because it hasn't always been there for her. Now she's to the point where it's like, you touch me, I'll kill you, but that hasn't always been the case for her.
Right, yeah. I mean, Mary's obviously overcome a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
And one of the things that's happening now is this shifting from using the things we were burdened with and ultimately overcame as beacons, as things under which we uplift people in the spotlight. But I think that it's not nothing to say that, Mary J is turning over a new leaf and is growing from those experiences and is finding a newfound sort of strength and courage to say, nah, fuck the shitheads. Y'all can try it if y'all want to, just don't expect to last too long. And that I can fuck with, and that I can get behind and endorse, as opposed to paying it the lip service, but then also being just kind of dragging along with it. But no, I can see that she's headstrong. She about that action. So I fuck with it. I just hope that Mary is not dancing like it's a whole bunch of marbles on the ground at the time that somebody tries it with her, and that she realizes if that's what's going on, they're probably just trying to help her keep standing.
Agreed. Someone who is not trying to keep her standing. So in Stab Him news, so her ex, a fuck nigga, a nigga named Kendu, with light eyes. This motherfucker just won't go away. So he says, this is from People. Mary J. Blige's ex, Kendu Isaacs, claims he's been hospitalized due to the stress of their divorce. First of all, boy, fuck you. That's number one. That's number one. But I'll read the article. Kendu claims that dealing with the stress of the divorce has taken a toll on himself. According to court documents obtained by the Blast, Isaacs, who has been locked in a contentious battle over spousal support with the 46-year-old singer since Mary J. Blige filed for divorce in July 2016, has experienced physical manifestations of stress and emotional distress from this matter, which has caused him to become hospitalized. I would just like to say, when you do clownery, this is what happens. When you do clownery. The Blast also reported that in the documents, Isaac claims he is unemployable and cannot pay his rent without the monetary support he sees from Blige. In June, Blige was ordered to pay her estranged husband $30,000 per month in temporary,
which we've scoffed at previously on this show.
Listen, because boy, let me tell you something. You cheat on me with my motherfucking assistant, boy, fuck you. I still don't see how the fuck Mary got to pay this nigga anything, but it says temporary spousal support for. So maybe it'll get cut off eventually, but nigga, the fact that she got to pay you anything after you cheated on her with your motherfucking assistant and someone that was apparently supposed to be Mary's protege, boy. See, this is why stab him. This is why I advocate for stabbing. Stab him. But yeah, I was Kendu is writing the book on how to be a fuck nigga. Like he is writing the head ass Scantron. He is writing the head ass hierarchy. Like this is nigga, you cheat on me, then I got to pay you basically an allowance. I got to pay you an allowance a month, and then of you having to pay you an allowance is causing you to have health problems, and then you want me to feel sorry for you because you have health problems and hard times after you cheated on me. Boy, fuck you. This boy,
he's asking for the money to be doubled, and I'm wait. So you're saying you unemployable, which I don't believe.
Exactly.
I think he's in a position where he can't do what he wants.
Right.
I think that's way different from I'm unemployable now.
Right. He ugly, also. That's what the fuck he is. He ugly. But boy, niggas. What is wrong with niggas? Don't answer that. It's a rhetorical question. Everything is wrong with niggas.
Why are niggas?
Why are niggas? Yes. Speaking of why are niggas.
Why are niggas / motherfuckers?
Right. Speaking of hilarious. Speaking of why are niggas / motherfuckers. So I have to shout out. First of all, let me say this. Whoever is writing for Bossip, writing these headlines, I want to know who you are so I can follow you. Because you motherfuckers don't be chilling. So with that said, so in Uncle-like news, I'm going to read this Bossip headline. Here's how famished Crenshaw Cretan Nipsey Hussle sparked a homophobic head-ass-a-thon around the internet. Bossip, bravo. So, and this was, yeah. So, in the words of the article, literally, loud sigh. So, yesterday, a conversation surrounding young black boys and image was sparked ubiquitously across the internet, initially over an offensive H&M advert, which, by the way, I still haven't caught on inform myself of the H&M controversy, and I don't care to. So for most things that I don't care to know about, I'm pretty much gonna shut the fuck up and let y'all feel how y'all feel and tweet how y'all tweet, because I don't know what that shit is about, and I don't care to go look it up. So have at it. But anyway, back to the article. Unbeknownst, however, as the positive feedback went around, one Hotepi gang rapper in the deep jungle streets of Crenshaw was just getting his keyboard warm. Enter Nipsey Hussle. So let's see. So basically, yeah, Nipsey Hussle, if you haven't seen it by now, this nigga was on Instagram, and he posted a picture of at some convention he was or whatever, something he posted, where it was a bunch of black men and black boys in dressed up very dapper, looking nice. I'm assuming it was like some kind of boys club or whatever, or something. It seemed like something positive. That I will give. Like it seemed like it was something positive, but what he used it for was
trash.
Yeah, for what he used it for was trash. So the nigga says, demonstration speaks louder than conversation. They're gonna feed us every image of all men and boys, but this one, no hyper-violent, no homosexual, no abandoners, just strong black men and young men. Respect to my big homie, whoever this nigga is that he added, Big Cool or whatever the fuck. Leading with love and intelligence. God is with us. Who can go against us? Like the Bossip head, like in the Bossip article says, there's so much to unpack here. Because number one, this isn't 1980. You literally can go see positive images of in relationships between black men and black boys. Like you literally can this isn't clouded. This isn't the Dust Bowl era. Like you literally can Google search and go see positive representations of black men, diverse positive representations of black men in different avenues, whether that's TV, film, music, politics, sports, whatever. Like you literally can see this shit. Like, so I don't know where he gets this ain't what they want you to see portrayal, but and I'm not saying it's peachy clean and that you see that all the time, but what I'm saying is like it is there. Like the representation or the image that you say they not gonna feed us, they literally feed us. Like the shit is it exists. That's there. No hyper violent. Again, not saying that black men still, are portrayed, especially when you get into like politics and stereotyping and you look at police brutality and stuff like that. Obviously, that still is there. But again, it's not like that's the only thing. Like the opposite is still there. Like it's not one or the other. Like you can see this if you want to. And then no homosexual. I don't know how that's not homophobic. I don't know how that's not homophobic. Like, because of course I saw niggas, of course, defending him, and how is that not homophobic? Just before you even get to the rest of the shit, which I'll read in the article, how is that not homophobic? You in the post you're saying they're gonna feed us every image of all boys and men but this one, and then you say no homosexual. How is that not homophobic?
This is what it boils down to. Niggas is just on offense now. That's all.
Yeah, and so and then there's more. Nipsey Hussle believes in the gay agenda. First of all, what is the gay agenda? What's the gay agenda?
I'm not gay as the crow flies, but I think walk the cats, get the Subaru fixed, party a lot, be happy.
Sound like a good time to me.
Yeah, eat pizza, maybe throw glitter at somebody. On somebody.
Sound like a good time to me.
Or yourself. That's the thing.
I'm just saying, doesn't sound like anything bad to me. But what do I know? But so he believes in the gay agenda, and the nigga got into a debate with DeRay and just exposed how much of a homophobe he is. The nigga said, I don't look down on gay people. I love all God's children for real. I take issue with the larger agenda, and I am very well informed in all caps, contrary to my opinion. Contrary to my appearance, well, obviously the fuck not, because if you were well informed, then you wouldn't be saying this head ass shit. But that's neither here nor there. And my conclusion is there's an agenda. We can go fact for fact and get you some understanding if you like. If not, God bless. They don't have what DeRay said to him. Well, I think I can click on it. Yeah, I can click on it. Hold on.
All right.
Let's see. Oh shit, they got the whole Okay, so I don't see. I guess Nipsey must have seen DeRay comment on it, and he added DeRay and said, I use my platform to publicize an example of less represented image of all men and boys, and the mainstream media in the form of anti-homophobia gets offended. You know that reinforces my original point, bro. Nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? Like that makes no sense. You know, I'm not even being funny, but like that makes no sense. Like the sentence that he just said makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, I read the whole thing and like, okay, I don't know for the whole thing or not. I read a couple of the exchanges anyway. It might be the whole thing.
Okay.
And I just remember my brain hurting by the end of it. Like the things that Nipsey Hussle were saying, like he even pulled "I said what I said" out of it, and I'm just like, so you being sassy using again queer slang.
I know, right? Niggas love doing that, don't they? Being homophobic but using queer slang, but that's another topic for. Well, no, it's not another topic for another day.
No, I'm saying it's what we talking about right the fuck now. Like,
right.
It's the worst thing since Pusha T tweeted from his iPhone that the iPhone was like ruining masculinity or some shit that he wrote.
Right.
And it was like, do you niggas think before you hit send, or do y'all just like put a few words together and then just decide, you know what, people are gonna read this, so let me just go ahead and put it out there.
Right. So
yeah, no, I don't. Again, like I said, I have a really, really staunch policy against like engaging stupid shit in 2018. Like that's just
listen. God bless DeRay. Like I know some people have critiques of him. Some valid, some not. I'm indifferent, more or less. But God bless him because this nigga he took time to engage with this nigga who don't know shit about shit. He took time to engage with a nigga who basically don't respect his humanity because this shit was homophobic. Like there's no way that this shit makes sense. There's no way. The nigga said because the nigga and Bossa broke it down. Nipsey thinks that gay black men are overrepresented in the media.
Yo, nigga, where?
What? Bitch, where? Like I'm sorry, like bitch, where? Where? Like. It's 2018 and black gay men are just now getting representation in the media. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Nigga, black people in general are just now getting representation across many different platforms. You know what I mean? Like, and that shit happened mostly under the era of Obama. And fortunately it's continuing. Maybe not as, prevalent because we do have Orange Mussolini in the White House, but it's still like black people in general are just now getting more representation in the media. So how the fuck are gay black men getting overrepresented when black people in general just started getting represented? Like what? Huh? What in the words of Kid Fury, what is wrong with niggas?
Right. I mean, like, niggas forgot about Karamo.
Right.
I hate to make that joke, but I mean, fuck, I think it fits here. Niggas forgot about Karamo. Shit.
Shit.
That happened. That is over. Like, Karamo has, like, I mean, like, he was the one, I guess, who we'd say, was again, the real world was something that was real contemporary to, like, really kind of both of our age groups. I think I was sort of entering the prime, and it was more like the age group that you kind of looked up to a little bit versus, like, say, the first season in New Orleans, it was like, these are people I looked up to, and it was, like, probably not a show that, like, you were quite into yet. But yeah, no, like, that happened. That was done. Like,
right.
And I'm doing my best to think about who was second. Like, I mean, Michael Sam, is he? Let me Google him right now.
I was saying, is he still with us?
Michael Sam 2018.
Is Jason Collins still with us? He coaching, ain't he? He coaching on somebody's team.
Jason Collins. Let me see. Oh yeah, shit. See, forgot all about that.
Right. He coaching with somebody. I can't remember who, but he coaching with somebody.
Jason Collins a coach? Currently works as Jerron Collins is a coach for the Clippers. Let me see. Let me just go to his Wikipedia page.
He might not be working now, but I thought he was coaching at one point in time.
He was, yeah.
But while you Google that, I'll get back to Nipsey. But like, and niggas worse. This nigga, like, They're not gonna promote an image of a straight, present for his family, black tie suit wearing black man. In your quest to prove that black gay men are overrepresented and straight black men are not represented, you are also engaging in respectability politics. This is the way that to present. Like this is the way, like a suit and tie, like that whole suit and tie shit. Like that's the way that
so annoying. By the way,
exactly that black men should be portrayed to be able to be there for their kids and family and stuff. Like, nigga, what? And the nigga say, if y'all took that as a shot at LGBT, yes, nigga, you literally took a shot. You said no homosexual. Like in your quest for inclusiveness, you literally excluded people. You literally excluded gay men.
Hella people.
You said no homosexual. That nigga, it don't get no more shot than that. Like if you say nigga, if you tell me no Jeremys, then guess what the fuck? You mean no Jeremys? That's a shot at me. Like I can't come to your shit. Like what? What is wrong with niggas?
I think the better question to ask is why niggas.
But yeah. But
guess the question we just keep fucking coming back to.
And a shit like this is why motherfuckers hate the analogy, but continue to prove it. This is why people say that black men, straight black men,
are the white people.
Cisgendered, heterosexual black men are the white people of black people. Because you say shit like this. You believe shit like this. You think shit like this. And I don't want to hear not all. I don't want to hear I'm a good black man. Like, this ain't about you. This is about in general. Like I said earlier.
If you so good, don't tell us. Go tell everybody else.
Exactly. If you so good, don't tell us. Go tell your fellow brethren. Just like I did today at work when there was a black. Like I said, the black man said that they just trying to take Stan Lee down. Instead, I engaged him. I could have said nothing, but I engaged him, and it took me having to relate it to something that he could relate for him to get it. But hey, and I'm not saying that for a star or a cookie. I'm just saying, like, if you are one of those good black men, then go tell your other black men, tell them, not us. But this is why people say straight black men, cishet black men, cisgendered, heterosexual black men are the white people of black people, because
y'all are. Goddamn.
Correct, because we all pro-black and blickety black and blacker than thou and blabbity black and all this shit when it's race. But when it's sexism or LGBTQIA related shit, this is the type of shit we say. This is the type of hills that we willing to die on. But have the nerve to be offended when people within the black community, whether that be black women, black feminists, womanists, LGBTQIA people, non-binary people, when they call us on our shit, then we mad. But we not mad at the rest of these niggas. If for the I'm a good black man crowd, we not mad at the rest of these niggas for saying that. It's all in all, fuck niggas to hustle. But then I also got to say this, and then we're probably gonna get out of here, and we'll just do misconnections next week. But so if you haven't seen, there's a story going around that about that Genuine is under fire for refusing to kiss a trans woman during some kind of panel. Now, first of all, I have a few questions. One, I didn't know Genuine was still with us. That's one. Two, I want to see what the entire panel was. One, I want to see what the panel was about. And two, I want to see, and three, I want to see the whole clip, because the thing that got Genuine in hot water is like, I want to say like 10, 15 seconds or whatever. And it just seemed awkward. You know what I mean? Because it seemed like a panel for trans issues, for transgender people. But again, they had like Genuine on, and it was like, what the fuck did? I was talking with Candace and Curtis about it, and Tay in our group chat, and they were like, and we was like, since when the fuck has Genuine even spoke positively or negatively about the LGBT community or trans issues? Like, so why the fuck, like, the fuck you get Genuine for on a panel like this? That's number one. And honestly, in all seriousness, when you see the clip, the trans woman was pretty invasive. She did try to force herself in that situation onto Genuine.
Yeah,
and he played it off. Yeah, she was wrong. She was wrong. And he did the best he could. He played it off, so I'll give him that. And also, that nigga randomly had a blanket. I was just I would like that shit was so randomly funny to be like, this nigga randomly had a blanket on a goddamn panel about like, what the fuck. And not saying anything wrong with him having a blanket, but it was just so random. This motherfucker had a blanket. But anyway, but yeah, all in all, but yeah, that trans woman was wrong. However, you ever just know, like, and I know I peep shit like this, and it's not because I'm always assuming the worst or looking for the worst, but you know, I was born at night, but I wasn't born last night. And I saw people that usually have nothing uplifting or positive to say about trans people or trans issues. Quick to jump on this and use it to admonish trans people or trans issues or with, you know, and stuff. And I'm like, now, because I mean, let's keep it about like the root of the thing is like, you know, because this topic comes up a lot of like, how do the intimacy and the interdating between like trans people and cisgender people, right? And like that's been such a shitstorm of a topic on Twitter for so long, for years now. But I've noticed like it'll be people that never have anything positive to say about trans people, people that never have any uplifting words for trans people, people that never have anything to say about trans people, and often trans people of color that lose their lives due to violence, due to trans antagonism, due to transphobia, you know, just all types of shit. They never say anything about that shit. But in a situation like this, they are quick to use this for their, well, see, this is why it kills me when y'all say y'all trans people, you should date trans people or you should do XYZ with trans people, da 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 da. And I'm like, okay, so you don't have shit to say about them or their humanity or their lives. And again, this is not me trying to like be ally of the year or whatever. I just noticed the bullshit. Like, so you using this situation where indeed this trans woman is wrong for how she did Genuine. However, you don't say shit else when it's not a situation where a trans person is at fault. You don't say shit else when the shoe is on the other foot. So it's like, oh, okay, I see. I'm not as smart as other people, so I don't have the right words for it or what to call it. But I know some bullshit when I see it.
All they want is to be antagonistic to a group of people they don't like in the first place. And I'm gonna make a quick parallel for this, then we should probably get out of here. That's like when Jeffrey Tambor, the guy from Transparent, who is the lead actor in that, acts as the parent going through the transition, which gives you the clever play on the title, right? He was accused of sexual misconduct on the set of that show, and even then, people were like, "See," and it was like, "Wait, no, y'all, Jeffrey Tambor does not struggle with his own gender identity. He plays a character on a TV show. You were just a little way too eager to jump off sides to say mean things about trans people." And I find that perpetually curious because you don't like it when it's done to you, and you wouldn't like it when it's done to you. Nobody would like it when it's done to them. But you're so eager to do this to trans people that you're even going to do it to a person who just plays one on Amazon Video. What the fuck is your problem?
Mm-hmm. Like your thinly veiled transphobia is showing.
Yes.
Yes. So that's I'll just I saw that and I was like, So yes, yeah, again, yes, this trans woman was wrong, but I'm like, I saw people that were just very, 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 very eager, extra eager at the idea that a trans person could be wrong, but or is wrong in this situation. But just interesting. But again, this is why people say that y'all niggas ain't shit. 'Cause y'all do shit like that. But I think that's it. So yeah, we're gonna get up out of here. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening to our first episode of the new year. We are gonna be out here. I also, real quick, have to give a special thank you to my beautiful girlfriend Mo. She bought me a professional microphone. And if the sound quality of my voice sounds any better to the listeners, it's because she bought me a professional microphone, and this shit is baller. And she also got in my favorite color, and it is just another example of I don't know why she put up with me, and I really don't deserve her, but it's fine. And yeah, she is the best girlfriend in the world. So yeah, thank you, babe. But yeah, with that, we're gonna get up out of here because I got to do some cooking, so I won't be starving at work tomorrow. So yeah, you got any closing things? Any closing thoughts?
I think I closed it well enough. Stop being mean to trans people because we ain't doing that in 2018. We off that shit.
Correct. And with that, y'all niggas enjoy the rest of y'all day, night, morning, whenever you listen to this podcast. Remember to share us, like us, give us ratings, reviews on iTunes. We'll read them. I'll practice my reading. Shut up, Dan. And we are out here. Peace.
See, I wasn't even gonna say anything.
Bye, y'all.